Hi, my name is Stephen Skinner. I'm a potter. I live in Northwest Indiana near a small town called New Carlisle, Indiana. I started pottery about 12 years ago when I moved from Chicago. As a painter, I liked pottery, but I didn't know anything about it. And I knew of a great artist studio in Chicago called Lil Street Studios. And so I went there just as an exploration to see what pottery was like. I got totally hooked. So I'm not self-taught, but in many things, in any kind of art, to a certain point you are, because you have to take off on your own at some point. But I had a lot of great instruction. My process for making the pottery is very traditional. I use coil methods, I throw some. It's all mostly hand-built. I do some throwing. I fire twice. I do a bisque fire at about 1900 degrees. That's traditional, so I can glaze everything. Gas reduction means that it's fired by propane because I'm in the country. High fire means I fire to about 2350 degrees. It's very hot, it's white hot. And reduction means that I control the atmosphere in the kiln at certain parts of the process so that the colors, the glazes I use, and the clays I use come out the right colors. If I don't change the atmosphere from oxygen to carbon dioxide, the colors will not come out the way I like them. And this bowl, we call it a crucible, but, and it started out, I just want to make a heavy bowl, that people might like with a thick wall. And somebody asked if you could bake in it, and I used to be a baker when I was in college. So I tried a French bread recipe, and it worked perfect. So now we market it as a bread bowl, and people love it. And I stretch the clay to give it the shape I like. The bottom, and if you look, you can see a little dimple. I made a plaster mold of a watermelon I grew in my garden. And so the bottom is formed around that plaster mold, and you actually get the shape of the watermelon. I love doing stuff like that. This is a jug made from a watermelon mold. It's glazed on the top and the inside, and I actually like the glazes because they contrast with the organic of the clay itself. And often I combine different other types of clay with the clay I use for decorative effects, but mostly I only glaze the inside. I love pottery. It's very organic. I like the natural look of clay.